Hello?
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 Boys.
Men.
Assholes. Cool.
Bleached ones.
A lot of shit happened this week. And
Like what?
not for me.
Bad
Or
shit?
not no,
I feel like you're
just
something you're going to tell me that I'm not going to like.
No, so
Well, do you want to say hi to everybody first?
oh, sorry. Hi, I'm Jake.
Welcome back to our second podcast. If you came back after the first one, then you're a special kind of person. Because, I don't know, I guess you liked it. So that's good. These aren't uploaded probably the weeks that we talked about them. So I realized listening to the last one that we said some things that, won't make sense.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah,
right.
We'll definitely say some things in this one. Because there's things that I want to talk about, and by the time you guys hear this, it's not going to be relevant anymore.
But we'll clarify.
But yeah, we'll try to make it relevant, to an overarching topic. Oh.
All right, Mom. I don't live with my parents. I have a 2-bedroom apartment, rooming with Jake. Those are the cleaning people.
You call them mom?
Yeah, that's their company.
Mom's cleaning service.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead. Let's hear it.
So, the first thing I want to talk about is your opinion on the James Gunn thing. And I don't know if you did a lot of research about it or if you know anything. All right, so
I mean, just from what you told me.
Yeah, so I'm going to give you the overarching thing again of what happened and more specifics when I did more research about it too. And I want to know your opinion on the mishaps of Hollywood and oh, don't do that and whatever. So there was this actor and director. His name is called Mark Duplass. I don't know if you know who Mark Duplass is. And it's funny because I recently watched those Creep movies. He is actually the director and the actor in those movies. So I was like, okay, cool. This is interesting. How this is, coming full circle.
I'm sorry, it's not that I don't care about what you're saying.
Oh, okay.
No, I have to cushion my ass. That doesn't sound like...
dainty ass.
No, we're sitting on hard chairs, and I just want to make sure this is comfortable. Probably should have done this prior.
That's okay.
Oh, yeah, awesome.
I'm
talking about right there. Okay, go ahead. Yeah.
And he is now doing a documentary film about the Second Amendment and why you should have guns and why not, gun control, yada yada yada. And then he reached out, and his name was escaping me, and I really should have looked it up, but he's this Republican conservative talk show dude. And Mark Duplass reached out to him because as of late he's the more he doesn't shout and yell when he's in a debate or whatever. He gives you all the good information, all the answers, and the viewpoints, yada yada yada. So Mark Duplass, he's like, oh, I did this interview with so and so, and Twitter exploded. They're like, Mark, how could you do that? How can you go across the bend? And
they didn't like it.
No, nobody liked it. And because Mark Duplass is in Hollywood, and everyone in Hollywood is predominantly liberal,
right? Yeah.
And it's like, how could you do that? And James Gunn apparently dug up some old information about the conservative talk show host guy, and apparently the guy had made some pedophilia jokes and some off-color jokes and things like that, blah blah blah. Mark Duplass eventually deleted his tweets, and he apologized for doing what he did,
right? Yeah,
because in Hollywood, if you don't apologize for the shit that you didn't think you did
then
wrong,
nobody's hiring you.
No one's hiring you. Exactly. So, and then he's like, I don't associate myself with pedophilia or rape or yada yada, because these are the things the guy joked about back then. This is way back.
Yeah.
And now I don't know which his name's Mark something, I don't know, but then he pulled up some stuff about James Gunn. And he pulled up the old tweets from 7 years ago and like, oh, not everybody's perfect. So it became like an eye for an eye kind of thing. And so when all this stuff got judged up, and now James Gunn's in the spotlight, and he's a bigger name, obviously, because he does these Guardians of the Galaxy movies. And now he's, he got fired. Disney fired him from, directing the next film, which is like, I'm so curious because Disney, like, they had to have researched him before they hired him. There's no way a huge corporation, a huge business like Disney doesn't do, like, lengthy researches about their directors. And not to mention also that James Gunn apologized for those tweets years ago. Like, even before, like, I think it was 2 years before he got brought on to the first Guardians film. So this is all, like, it was all, like, done and over with.
Right.
But since all this shit got stirred up, now James Gunn's on the spotlight again and things like that. Disney's like, all right, you're fired.
You know what I think it is? So with big studios like that, they also, it's a rep thing, right?
Right.
It's a big rep thing. They may not admit it, but it's so true. So if Disney were to keep somebody on that makes these, pretty derogatory remarks and, things like that, they have to do it for their rep. If they keep them, then everybody loses their mind and they're like, how could you, yada yada. Right. They lose a lot of, and like the sales come with rep. A good rep, people believe in what you're doing.
Right.
I also strongly believe that there's potential that there were maybe even actors and actresses that were saying, I don't know if I feel comfortable, and maybe they didn't know about it and were educated through this, through the entirety.
Actors, he's like in the Guardians film?
Yeah, there could be, and we may never hear about it, but that doesn't mean that, the studios haven't heard from these actors and they haven't said,
right,
I can't work, like, I don't want to work with this guy.
Right.
If he said things like this and I wasn't aware of it, But those things are shadowed, you won't hear about them.
Yeah.
But I don't know, it does suck. It sucks because if I were in that situation, you said he apologized years ago, right? And it was all dropped for the most part. We don't know how people are, but I would hate it. All these years go by and I'm like, oh yeah, signed on for another one. Let's do this. And then they just cut you off.
Yeah, that pisses me off. It's because
you're like, because I've made the same kind of comments.
I make all kinds of jokes like that. No, but it's like you have to censor yourself because back then James Gunn was like this dark humor, like tried to be comedic dude, and he was very edgy, and that's who he was at the time. And then he found himself, deep. I know,
so deep,
I know, during the Guardians films.
Oh yeah.
Nobody's the same anymore, and like we're in a day and age, and I'm kind of slightly deviating from from the James Gunn thing into a more like overarching topic. But like we are in 2018 and like Twitter is the central hub of social justice warriors.
Oh yeah.
And like people who say you can't say that. Why can't I say that?
Right. If it's not filtered, if it's not filtered on this website, then you should be able to say it, I should be able to say it.
Like, I'm not going out there, like, preaching hate or things like that. If I want to make a joke and it's like, and if it's a bad joke, it's a bad joke. Yeah. But that's, like, up to me.
Right.
As a person to decide if I want to make this joke or not.
Yeah.
And it's up to everybody else to determine. I'm like, oh, he's obviously joking. He doesn't care. Like, he doesn't really think that way.
Right.
But it's just a joke. But now everyone's just like, you can't say that. Like, because it hurts people's feelings. Bitch, we've been fucking saying shit like this forever.
We've been hurting people's feelings since before time.
That's like, people... let's get down, like, to something real. Robin Williams, I know for a fact, I could find something, if I really wanted to, about him in the 80s and 90s, and his comedic days, like stand-up days, saying something very racy and like just super inappropriate. But people are like, oh, Robin Williams, blah, 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 because he killed himself. I mean, it sucks. He's dead. But like,
is he?
Oh shit! No, no, but like people get to pick and choose.
Yeah.
What people like, who can say what because they have a certain name to them. No, it's either you get to say it or you don't at all.
Right.
And guess what? We can't filter everybody, so it all goes.
Yeah.
Everyone can say it.
Right.
And it's up to you. You can express your displeasure in an educated way. Don't go out there being vindictive and trying to ruin someone's career. You know?
Yeah.
But like, and shame on, circling back, is shame on James Gunn for drudging up those tweets about, the conservative talk show guy.
Yeah.
I'm not saying, oh, James Gunn, you're in the clear because I like you. He shouldn't have said that in the first place because Mark Duplass was trying to do something that benefit everybody, and it's such a big topic.
They don't have Bad Blood anymore? Is there still?
I'm unsure. I just know that.
I figured by now it probably settled.
Yeah.
A long time ago.
Yeah. But that stuff bugs me. And like, I don't know. I feel like, and I might be overreacting, but I feel like comedy will slowly but surely become a thing of the past. Because what makes people laugh? Racy stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
things that are uncomfortable.
And uncomfortable.
That's
why you got like, some of these like women, and I'm not bashing on women comedians. Let me say that right now. But when women comedians, before they find their voice, they're all Amy Schumers. Talking about their pussies, vaginas, and other like female stuff that's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And from then, like at first, it's funny. Like, oh, we don't hear that a lot. And when guys kind of talk about it, it's a little uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Or whatever. But when a woman talks about it, it's funny. Cool. But then later on, they eventually find their voice, and then they move away from that kind of stuff.
Right. Yeah. I get it.
And it's like, that's what makes comedy comedy.
Right.
It's either sad shit that's made funny or stuff that's uncomfortable that's made funny, and it's all about the comedian that delivers it. And if we're taking that away from them, like the whole like expressing, your jokes in your own fashion, because people get offended.
Yeah.
Comedy's gonna be a thing.
Yeah.
Like, and like people are like, oh, there, little good jokes out there. Those jokes fucking suck. Let's be honest. If you go to a comedy show and there's like nothing like racy or something that makes you uncomfortable, it's like it's a chuckle. You're like, that was funny.
Yeah.
But it's not. It doesn't make me like not breathe.
I think I want to die. No, I think I get it. And to your point, I agree. I think comedy is supposed to be. It's supposed to be like a boundary breaker, where people are willing to go out there and say something that nobody else is, which is great. And I do think that's dying down. However, I think there are a lot of people that find the very not as grimy comedy funny. For us though, we need that because that's who we are.
Yeah.
We think that way. We make jokes like that all the time.
Yeah.
And we may not mean half of what we say, but we make the jokes. Because that's how we are. That's how we grew up. That's, how our friends are, how everything.
Yeah.
But I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I do agree with the comedy dying. I feel like there are such a small amount of notable comedians right now, like stand-up comedians, that, I mean, geez, I can't think of a big list. I really can't. Mm-hmm. There's very few of them. Whereas, the 80s, 90s, just so many of them. Every single actor was or every single comedic actor was a comedian, Mm-hmm. Now, it's not like that. There's very few,
Right.
But I know, I mean, it does kind of suck too because it was still more experimental at that time. Now, there's one thing going on in our world, It's the cop shooting black people, and so that's like the only thing that is, comedians make jokes about is that stuff. They make jokes about America and like the stupid shit that happens here. So it's so cut and dry now. Yeah. There's no diversity in the jokes. So only a few people have done it, and now they're at the top, and there's no.
Yeah, and then there's like specific comedians. Like there's a comedian out there for everybody. Let's get that. I want to get that squared away. I'm not saying this to be like your choice in comedians is wrong or anything like that. I'm saying the more general and more predominant part of comedy is being shrink down and almost becoming non-existent.
Yeah.
there's this comedian, I don't know her name, but there was a promo for her. She's, I think, a lesbian, someone part of the LGBT community.
I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
I don't know her name either, but I can
she makes
picture.
like trans jokes
Yeah,
and
yeah,
things like that.
yeah.
But it's very like PG-13 kind of jokes. And I'm like, and I'm not saying she's funny. She could definitely be funny. But like those things are not like for me and you or whatever, because we don't understand that plight.
Yeah, I feel like it's not as relatable.
Yeah.
You know, the comedy needs to be relatable on a certain level. Not like things as like racial things aren't relatable because we like, believe in it.
Right.
But we probably know more about that than everything else, you know, she's saying. Not that we promote it either. I'm not leading that way, but
like for example, Dave Chappelle, his recent stand-up, he ended his thing with a rape joke. And that shit was funny.
Yeah.
That shit was funny.
Right.
But if it was in any other setting, if someone like, if you did a transcript of it or whatever, like out of context and out of delivery, that shit would have been super cringy.
Yeah.
Like you would have watched it and you would have read it and you're like, ooh. But like it's because like of a comedian's ability to deliver and express themselves like through their body and the way they're like their, you know, the fluctuation of their voice and things like that. That shit was fucking hilarious.
Isn't that crazy? Somebody goes on stage and instantly they're validated. Everything they say, they can say.
Yeah.
And nobody's gonna, you know, there are times, smaller comedians, they'll go on stage, they'll say something, somebody gets offended, right? But when you're a big comedian, Dave Chappelle, you know, for example, he can say anything. That crowd is there to listen to him say something that is just fucking wild. That nobody says, right? It's weird.
Yeah,
it's
weird. Is weird. Like,
you know, we can't go to a group of people and say a rape joke and get out alive. You know, that's not how that works. It's like they have so much validation. That's a lot of power.
It is a lot of power.
That's a lot of power.
But that power can be easily taken away, and like, I'm glad that we're gonna talk like that. You brought that up about validation. Louis C.K. before, you know, him taking out his penis and jerking off in front of those girls.
Yeah.
He had a stand up. That was on Netflix. I think it still is. Where he drops the N-word.
Oh yeah.
Like, he's you know, that N-word made the shit out of my coffee. That joke. That shit had me dying.
Yeah.
Because if it was in any other like setting or whatever, and it's like, and there was definitely black people in that crowd.
Oh yeah.
And they were laughing. Like everyone was laughing.
Yeah.
There was no like awkward moment or whatever. Because the way he used the word and the way he delivered it, that shit was hilarious.
Again, he's got validation. Like, you know, they know. I mean, I don't know if he's racist. I don't think he's racist. I don't think he is. But I think people understand that.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying it's okay, but it's okay for that. It's like you said, setting. Yeah. You know? I don't know. People are sensitive.
If he left the stage and did it at a bar or something.
Oh, hell no. He did. Yeah. No. I mean, I don't really think like any of them are okay, but comedy's comedy. That's what it is, you know? Like, you can't sit there and say, oh, fucking, that's messed up, you know? That's fucked up. No, just like...
Yeah. If you bought a ticket to go to a comedy show, you're there to laugh about things that offend regular people. You're not sensitive. And if you go to the comedy show and you're like, I feel attacked.
You're like, you're in the wrong place.
You're in the wrong place. You shouldn't have come. Yeah. I'm sorry.
You take it too seriously.
Exactly.
It's not serious. That's what comedy is. Yeah. It's bizarre. It's different. It's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I love it. But that's crazy that he can say it, like he can say stuff.
And back to the whole Twitter thing. I feel like Twitter 2012 to about like 2015, 2016 was almost like a social comedic platform.
Oh, yeah.
Because it still is to an extent, but people have to be very careful.
Oh yeah, they have to. They can't
because
say
they can't say things like they did in the past.
Yeah.
But
I feel
2012 to 2015, 16-ish, pushing it. That was a social comedic platform.
Yeah.
Everybody can say anything.
Everything went.
And everything went, and everyone's like, "That's fucking funny."
I'm telling. It's just it's the world we live in now.
Yeah.
You know.
There was definitely a shift.
Yeah, oh yeah. Absolutely.
And I don't know what happened. Like, people were just like, you can't say that anymore because it offends. And a part of me thinks maybe it's because, like, people are more woke or aware to the plights that are happening in America with the social injustices.
They're a lot more educated. But they also don't educate themselves on
on
everything, which is the problem. And I think that's why it's so political now, Twitter.
Yeah.
So political.
I hate it.
It's annoying.
I hate it.
It really is.
Every day, like, I think to myself, I need to delete this app.
Yeah.
I need to delete.
But then a meme comes up, and I'm like, fuck yeah, dude, that's funny.
Exactly. Like, I read something today. Oh, it was yesterday. It's probably not going to sound as funny because I'm explaining it, but that shit had me dying. There was a picture of, like, Bill Gates and his wife, yada, yada, like... The waiter's like, your daughter tipped me $500, you only tipped me $5. And it's like, my dad was a lumberjack or whatever.
Yeah.
And then...
a woodcutter, dude?
A woodcutter, yeah.
I think that's what it was.
He's like, I'm the son of a woodcutter.
Yeah.
And then someone retweeted it saying, and it was a black person, he's like, I'm the son of a N-word with hands.
Oh,
thinking
no.
He was going to beat up Bill
yeah,
Gates for giving him a $5 tip.
Yeah.
That shit had me dying. Because that's funny. That's still pushing the envelope of things like back then that's reminiscent.
Yeah.
And that's why I keep it. For the laughs.
Yeah.
I don't keep it to, like, stay woke.
Oh, no.
Because I don't give a shit.
No. I see things on... I see things through plenty of other sites, plenty of other... sometimes I'll just invest time into reading about things that I hear. Right. I will admit that Twitter does educate me on things going on in other countries. Like, did you see... I think it was... I don't know if it was Japan or something. They had the high heat warning. It was almost, what was it considered? Like a natural disaster, right?
Yeah.
I was like, what? And then they showed it. How hot was it? It wasn't even like
melting.
Yeah. Yeah. And I was like, what? No, but do you remember how hot it was? I don't remember how hot it was. But it wasn't that hot. Like right now, so where we're located, it's what? Right now it's,
I don't think it's even... Maybe 90.
Yeah, but it gets
hot.
Yeah, it gets hot. I think
the middle of the week it was like 105, 109.
Yeah, and I think throughout this week it's supposed to be like can go up to 104.
Yeah.
And I was it's wild.
It fucking sucks.
That they're this is what we live in, but they're like, oh fuck this, nah, everybody inside.
Yeah.
No, it's crazy. I wanna ask you something. About a tweet you did post today. Maybe not today. Maybe it was last night.
What was it?
No, it was. I know you didn't even know what it is.
I don't never know what I tweet. So.
It was it was of the dog.
Okay, all right. So
I read that thread and I was dying.
Yeah. So add context on why I saved a picture of a dog. Brittany has been talking to me about when we move in together or whatever with Jacob, she wants to get a dog. I'm like, that's fine. But it has to be a dog we agree on. She's like, oh.
Brittany's a friend of ours that lives up in Chico.
And she's like, what about a wiener dog? I'm like, fuck no.
They break their backs when they jump off of beds.
Really?
Yeah. They've broken their backs. And I'm like, that's bad.
Yeah. And I'm like, one, I think they're ugly. I'm not going to want an ugly dog. I told her, if you get a wiener dog, I'm not going to take care of it.
I love wiener dogs. You don't like wiener dogs?
No, I think they're annoying. And it goes Chihuahua, wiener dog.
Really?
Like Chihuahua is barely below wiener dogs. I don't know.
Chihuahuas are the most annoying pieces of shit I've ever seen in my life.
But I think wiener dogs, they annoy me visually.
Really?
Yeah.
Why? They look deformed?
Yeah.
What about corgis?
Bodies are too long.
Do you not like corgis?
Because corgis are thick, though.
True, but I love wiener dogs. They're so...
and corgis have big butts.
You pervert. Do you think... Wait, have you held the wiener dog?
I've held one before, and it's just weird. I don't know.
No, you know what? Yeah, fuck you. Podcast is over. Thanks, guys. No. All right, go ahead. No, go ahead.
So, and then I told her, what about a pug? Because pugs are fucking hideous.
They're hideous, but
they're funny hideous.
Yeah, they're the adorably cute. Yeah. Right?
Yeah. And then I was like, ooh, what about a French bulldog? Because I think that's what it is, right?
I think that's what it was. Yeah.
And I was like, what about a French bulldog? Because those things are small, but they're nice and stocky. They got fucking gains, dude.
You're like, you could toss them and knock somebody out.
Exactly. And she's like, no, I don't want that one, blah, blah, blah. And then I was like, all right, I'm done.
She's going to be picky.
I know. I'm like, I'm going to be picky too because I'm not going to take care of it. And so I was like, whatever. So I was like, all right, I got to go bye. Mm-hmm. And then I was going through Twitter and I saw a French bulldog. And that's the only thing I saw at first. So I took the picture of the French bulldog.
Okay.
I screenshotted it and then I posted on Twitter. I'm like, I want this dog. Shelby's like, so our friend Shelby, she replies to the tweet and she's like, isn't that a dog that was posted missing? And I was like, no. And then she screenshotted the Twitter post and she replied to it and I was like, oh. So yeah, that's what that was. I had no clue that dog was missing.
And he posted, it's so funny to me because I'm like, oh, the dog's missing. Jake wants the dog. Put one and one together. You stole the fucking dog.
I saw it out walking, making some gains.
And you were like,
and I was like,
yeah, you're my dog.
You're my
now.
dog.
And you're like, shit, I don't know what to do with you, but you're mine now.
Yeah.
That was funny.
It was really funny because I was like, man, this looks really bad. And if this somehow gets back to her
it's
for whatever reason,
super bad.
It looks super bad. Yeah, man, I don't know.
You could go viral for that. That'd be so funny, though.
That would be the one thing I'd go viral for. I don't go viral for anything important. It would just be my luck.
Yeah,
I don't go viral for anything important, but something stupid.
But there's going to be people there that are like, okay, this is pretty funny.
Yeah.
this is pretty... I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah, it was pretty damn funny.
I thought it was funny because I thought you knew that it was from a lost...
I had no clue.
Wow. That's funny.
Yeah. And that's another, like, magical thing, like, about Twitter. It's just anything can happen. Like, it's very situational.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
With its, like comedicness or whatever. It has this potential to be so funny, but, again, circling back, just people tend to ruin it.
Yeah.
Like a lot of things. People ruin a lot of things, like their perception about drugs. Segue. I don't know. I'm sorry. That one was bad. But another topic that will probably be extremely irrelevant by the time you guys hear this is the whole thing with Demi Lovato. Rest in peace, Demi Lovato.
She's dead too?
No, she's not dead.
I know she's not
Just
dead.
her career.
I know that. I don't think so.
No?
No.
Really?
No, she's getting a lot more support than we'll see. Okay, so I don't know a lot about it, right? I just haven't read about it. I don't, I know what happened, but I don't know like what's happening now, after, if you guys don't know, Demi Lovato overdosed on what heroin. Did they say it was heroin? Because I thought they said they figured out something else.
Well, she was taking methamphetamines prior to her overdose.
So yeah, she OD'd on heroin, and she had previously had a drug problem. I think if she went to therapy.
Yeah,
I don't think. Yeah, rehab.
Years ago, I think.
Yeah, it was a long time ago, and she was clean for a very long time. But as of recent, she OD'd. I think what I heard is she OD'd after, or mid tour, right? I think she was in a tour. I don't really know. Like I said, I didn't read a lot of that.
Home.
She was at home, but she was still she was on a tour.
Oh, okay.
But it just so happened that she was able to be at her house that day, whether the show was in LA or something.
She's like, I'm home.
Feels
Sit
good.
back, kick back my legs.
Oh no!
Shoot it up a little bit.
But yeah, so she had a problem before, and she ODs, but I don't think it ruins her career. She's getting a lot of support, but I don't think it's support. It's not like, hey, hope you do it again.
Yeah,
no, it's support like, hey, hope everything's okay. Because I think people understand why she was doing drugs, and you're kind of savage, so maybe you don't care. But is because she was very depressed. She had a lot of
No, she definitely has like mental health problems.
And a lot of people like deal with that different ways. Yeah. So hers was to resort to drugs.
Which I mean, like this is me being a savage or whatever. Like that's your fucking choice.
Oh, it still is. Yeah.
To choose that as an option to deal with your depression or whatever. But I do have a lot of sympathy for people who are like clinically depressed.
Yeah.
Who are let me be very clear. Clinically depressed. Not like they go on Twitter saying, "Oh, I'm depressed and I want to kill myself."
Yeah.
Sorry,
yeah.
You're not depressed.
Yeah.
You're just really, really sad at that one point. Sue me. But I do have a lot of sympathy for people who are clinically depressed because, we have people in our lives that are like that.
Yeah.
And like that shit sucks.
It does.
And I've also been, close with somebody who also was depressed, and that shit affects you too.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
So that may be shitty, and it is shitty, and like if I was in like someone who's close in her life, I'd like do anything in my power to try to help them.
Yeah.
But if they resort, because they know this stuff is bad.
Right.
Like it's not like, oh, I'm going to give heroin a try because I heard it's okay for my depression. Heroin is bad. Like, there's no way around it. Meth is bad. Like, all these narcotics.
How do you know, dude?
Because I've done all of them. No. But they know these things. Like it's all bad.
Yeah.
And to search for something destructive to make you feel better is inherently destructive in itself.
Yeah.
Okay. She has dealt with this in the past, and she resolved it, by going through therapy, rehab, or whatever. Mm-hmm. Perfect. I, in my, ignorance, and in my, optimisticness, or whatever, would think, hey, if you're having trouble, go back to what helped you before. Don't fucking shoot up heroin. Right. I mean, it sucks. And, what I'm really getting at is people will paint, this picture of a lot of different people to fit their own agenda.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I don't know a lot about, Lil... What's his name? Peep? Remember Lil Peep back in, when he fucking overdosed on Xanax? Yeah. Everyone's like, oh, fucking loser. OD on Xanax. That guy had shit going on in his life.
Yeah.
He's an art... I feel like, for the most part, all artists are depressed.
Well, it's a lot of... I can't speak for them. I don't know. But it's a lot of, there's so much going on that there's so much you can't do that you want to do, and it becomes, and family stuff, right? Friends stuff, all that. You have to put that aside, and you have to, you have to go on tour. You have to, constantly be in the studio. You have to really prioritize things. And sometimes they prioritize poorly.
Right.
And for that, it becomes so much on them, so stressful. And it leads to that. I want to hear, this is what I'm interested in hearing. I'm interested in hearing a statement from her.
I am.
Another story about why, because I don't think anybody knows why, other than probably her family, right? I don't know, maybe. Like I said, haven't read much, but I want to know. I want to know what is the reason for it, Yeah. Because there's got to be a central reason. There's no way she's just like, today's another day, and I'm just gonna
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that doesn't happen, especially for somebody that was already going through that, prior. So that just doesn't happen. So I'm curious as to what happened.
Yeah.
But the only person that knows is her. Is her.
Yeah.
Right.
And maybe it could be, and I'm just guessing. Maybe she's like, this is it. I'm depressed. I'm at my lowest low.
Maybe, yeah.
And she's like, and this is how I'm gonna say goodbye.
And if people hide that, they hide it. Yeah. So you would never know, right? That's what they do.
Yeah.
They don't show it. They don't want it's more important to them, for the people around them, to be happy, so they have to fake it, which sucks. That really sucks. Yeah. Because again, we both probably know people like that, or we both definitely know people like that.
Definitely do. Yeah.
But it sucks.
It does.
It sucks.
And it not only sucks for her, but it sucks for everybody around her.
Oh yeah.
And I want to put my viewpoint on this real quick. People get angry at others who say, people are selfish for taking their own life.
Oh,
it is. In my opinion, it is inherently selfish to take your own life, because, one, you have so many people around you that will be affected by your death.
Yeah.
And those people in itself, they might be going through something too. And they might be looking at you as a pinnacle of hope or something, something like that. I'm using very grandiose.
No, I understand. I get it. Yeah.
And if you kill yourself, they're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
What's the point for me then?
Right. But but see, that's the problem, right? Because they'll fight you on that, because they don't think about that. When somebody wants to kill themselves, they don't think oh, other people need me. They are thinking they don't.
About them.
No, they're thinking they don't need me.
Right.
It's complete opposite for them. That's what I think.
Yeah.
But
isn't that inherently selfish, that thought process?
I mean, no. It's just sad. It's not. I don't think it is selfish. I don't think somebody saying, because I don't know. Selfish is such a harsh word to use. For
I know. I'm not saying selfish to be mean or to be use it in a rude context. I'm not at all.
Right.
But I'm saying the act of doing it is inherently selfish. Not the everything that goes on and everything with it, and because we're around people like that all the time, and we're always there to help them and go through this stuff. It just I don't know, man. Yeah. It just seems so hard to kind of validate, and that's another thing too. there is no validation in when someone is depressed and they decide to take their own life or whatever, because that's just what they go through mentally.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't know. It's like you said, they don't think they're needed.
Right. That's probably that's a big reason.
Yeah.
It's all about like, oh, the world's against me kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so like to me to tell them that that's selfish is not, because I mean, it's their choice. Like if I wanted to do the polar opposite, if I was like, I want to go do something. See, if I want to go like give to somebody that is in need, right?
Mm-hmm.
That would be. I feel like that's the same thing. Like I'm not selfish for doing that. It's not for me, Like it's just it's not like the mindset is so. I can't say it's selfish. It's their choice, right? It's my choice to go do this.
I see your viewpoint.
My choice to go do that.
No, I see.
I feel like it's more selfish for somebody to say it's selfish, because it's like how
then
can
they're
you
like, oh, I needed you,
right?
For me.
Yeah, right. See, like that. Yeah.
I can.
But I do
feel
get.
like it's battling,
I get what you're saying. You're wrong, but I get what you're saying. No, I do though. I do though. See, that's the crazy thing is I don't know about you, but I've never been at that point in my life, so it's hard for me to like really educate myself, because let's be honest, you don't know what's going on in those people's heads,
right,
unless you're going through it.
Yeah,
you can't. Like you just can't. But I've never been to that point, so I don't know. Maybe
you've always been relatively like happy.
Yeah, I mean, but I've always been the one that I don't allow myself to look at things that are gonna bring me to. There are times where it's been close. There are times, but there's always something, And I think about my friends all the time.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? I have good people around me, right? And everybody, I feel like most people do, and it sucks for the people that don't. It does, because I know there are people that have just nobody that supports them, right? And it's true, but there are people out there, that will. So
there was definitely a point in my life where I felt like I was at rock bottom.
Yeah.
And that's when I was at like my heaviest.
Yeah, yeah.
I was, I had gross bleached blonde hair.
Yep. Oh, baby.
I was going through like a lot.
That's cruise line Jake right there.
And I was going through a lot. I didn't care about myself.
Right, yeah.
I didn't care about like my appearance.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't care anything about that. And like it all got to a point like if I don't care, then what the fuck? Like what's the point?
But here's the beauty of it, right? Is you rebounded.
Yeah.
Super hard.
Yeah.
Rebounded super hard. And I think that, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I'm pretty positive that you will never let yourself get to that point again.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Because the two things popped up to my mind. Like, I can change,
mm-hmm.
and I have everybody else in my life to support my change.
Yeah.
And like I thought to myself, well, if I do this, because like on the outside, like I was always like, haha, cracking jokes and being happy, because I'll never ever show that in front of any of you guys. I think I did it like a couple times with you.
It's inevitable, really.
Yeah. And when you get to that almost breaking point.
Yeah.
But then I sat down and I was like I need to make a change. Like, so something needs to happen.
Yeah.
And that's where I found, like weightlifting and like the gym and things like that drastically changed
mm-hmm.
my life.
Mm-hmm.
Drastically. And then this is always like, I'm a huge believer in if you're not doing something physically active, you don't have to be in the gym. You don't have to. I'm saying if you're not doing anything physically active in your life and you are feeling at a very low point and you're just go out, go for a run.
Yeah.
So, like, it doesn't have to be a long run.
Mm-hmm.
There are studies out there that back up that physical activity and like the chemicals in your brain for have a better mood, a better outlook, like those correlate with each other.
Yeah.
Because I'm in, I think right now, the best shape I've been in my life
mm-hmm.
right now, and there, like I can like definitely do better. You can always be better, and that's like my strive.
Yeah.
Like for life is like I can always be better. If you're going through something, trust me, go out for a run. Sorry, you don't even have to go for a fucking run. Go out and walk.
Yeah.
Go drive to your nearest wildlife preserve or to like somewhere like that's more rural and less urban.
Yeah.
And just take it all in.
Yeah.
Trust me. It's so.
I think
it's so great.
I think
awesome.
appearance is a big thing. You know.
And that too.
So a lot of people can fix their appearances and then they become a happier person.
Exactly.
And they don't know that that's like a central problem until it happens. But no, I mean I agree with that.
Yeah, and getting like. I don't when I do this stuff. I don't like search for validation. I do it. I validate myself.
Mm-hmm.
But when people see it. And when you don't search for validation and people see it and then they validate you, that feeling is just so. Oh, yeah. I can't describe it. It's very euphoric. Mm-hmm. Like that one time when when we didn't see Jordan for a long time because he was dating somebody, and I had lost a bunch of weight.
Oh yeah, and he saw you and he was like, yeah, he's like, you lost weight.
Yeah. That feeling, I'll never tell him. But that was such a great feeling.
Well, luckily you're 41 minutes into this, and Jordan will never listen this far.
But it's awesome.
Yeah. No, it is. It is.
I don't know, and people have their own ways of dealing with their depression.
I just tell people. I mean, you got to distract yourself, whether it is physically or anything, because a lot of the time it's you sit there. And you're just thinking about it, and it just eats you alive. Yeah. You have to distract yourself with something. Doesn't matter what, but...
Yeah.
You gonna cry?
Yeah. It's just very emotional.
Are you about to tell me something?
But like you dive into your work, like your filmmaking, and sometimes photography, and stuff like that. Do you think if you didn't have any of that, do you think you would have a less positive outlook? Because you've always been a super positive dude ever since I've known you.
Yeah.
So do you think if you didn't have that stuff to distract you from the bullshit in your life, whenever bullshit did occur, do you think you'd be like, fuck, dude, I'm just like...
I think, no, so if I didn't have it, I would find other ways. I think I'd be fine. Okay. But you know what? They'll probably hear this a lot on this podcast, but like this group of friends, especially like the guys, the guys in our group are so close. I feel like if I didn't have that, I'd probably be bugging all of you guys to hang out constantly, But it does help because like it's something I can do, by myself, right? I don't like need somebody to, watch me edit a photo. I can just do it myself, and then like I see it, I'm like, oh, this is great. This came out nice, But I think I'd be fine. Mm-hmm. I mean,
Yeah.
There's always other options. I don't choose those because like they're the only options. I choose them because they're accessible.
Right.
The most accessible. But I think I definitely if that's what I wanted to do and I wasn't doing it, then I'd be like, well, fuck, dude, like this sucks.
Yeah.
Because like that's what I want to do. That's all I want to do. So. But.
Do you think? You know how people like if you don't have any backup options and if you don't have any like other goals in life but to make it, do you think people like can like actually I'm making it sound more negative than I want to, but people who it's like, so you pour yourself into your work a lot, and because you don't really have any like backup plans.
Yeah.
Do you think people have that same mindset? Like, I'm going to make it. I feel like, let me use this as an example. And I think I talked about this last podcast. Austin and I were in a band years ago. And I had a backup plan. We all had really, had backup plans. Yeah. Because being in a band is so,
That's risky.
That's risky.
That's risky.
People risk a lot. And at the time, I was like, I'm not in the position to be risking everything.
Right.
I feel like because we all had backup plans, we didn't make it. Or we didn't, get farther than I know we could. Because we were very, we were talented. Our stage performance was awesome.
Yeah,
we're good at talking with people and things like that. But I feel like because we were thinking in our heads, oh, if this goes south, then I have this.
I completely think that I think that's the worst thing for somebody to think. I do because that is
that's set up for failure.
Yeah, it almost it justifies you failing.
Yeah,
you're like, yeah, I'm good. Like this is fine. This band doesn't work out. All good.
Yeah,
like no biggie. You know, like but yeah, I think that's actually like a horrible way to think.
Yeah.
Because I don't have a backup plan. I don't. Mm-hmm. I do not know what I am going to do if filmmaking or okay, I'll say photography. I don't want to dabble into photography, but if it's there, then absolutely. However, I think it's the worst thing. So I'm going to use a band for an example. There's tons of bands that have done it, but I only know this band in particular. There's a band called Icy Stars. Mm-hmm. They're post-hardcore. Post-hardcore. They've been around for a very long time. Mm-hmm. And they were all high schoolers. Most of them, actually. I think one of the original members were out of high school. But anyway, they all made the executive decision to quit, to drop out of high school, and pursue the band full time. Mm-hmm. Everything was in. All the cards are on the table. If that fails, they're fucked, right? So they decided to do that. It starts picking up. It starts picking up because they're just putting all this time. They're doing so many shows, yada yada, this that. And I don't know how long ago they were signed by Sumerian. Sumerian Records is just a big record label in the hardcore scene, mm-hmm. I guess. But yeah, they pushed. It's actually no, they've been on Sumerian for a long time.
I think what it was, if I remember correctly, Ash actually came up to them,
and he said,
like, we'll sign you.
Really?
You need to do this full time, but you need to drop out. I mean, I think he talked to like their parents too.
Oh, really? I think that's smart. Okay, but then I didn't know that. I thought they. Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure. I think I remember an interview. But I mean, the valid like that's still like
because in reality though, you know, it doesn't always work out. Right. Just because you're signed doesn't mean shit, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't mean shit.
There's
you still have to.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Have been signed and
absolutely.
Shit doesn't happen.
Big bands too that get dropped from the label because things go wrong. Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, that's just that, and all of them were like, yeah, this is it. This is what we want to do. Everything. Let's put it all out there, and it's worked out. They're still signed to Sumerian, still doing shows. They're not on Warped right now, but we did. Well, I caught a little bit of their show a couple of years ago, Vegas Warped Tour.
Oh yeah,
super dope ass band, and they're all. Are they our age? They're younger? No, maybe a little older.
I think they're a little older.
Yeah, but still, that's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah,
they're doing what they love, and now I think at this point, I don't think it. Well, it's gonna it'll plateau, right? It'll plateau at some point because that's what music does. Music changes, mm-hmm. But they can probably say they're doing what they've wanted to do now, and they've already achieved the goal that they wanted to achieve, which is
definitely
crazy. But yes, I mean they didn't have a backup plan. That was it. You know.
I feel like a lot of people need to think like that. If I could go back in time and tell Fat Jake. Two things is lose weight and don't have a backup plan.
Yeah.
And never mind. I'll keep that one to myself.
Okay. Well, I already know what it is, so I'll just say it. No. Yeah. I think it's important to. I think there is something real about necessary pressure.
Yeah.
You need it because it makes you work harder. Keeps your mind going. You become smarter, stronger, and just a more intelligent human.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It could be crazy, but I don't have a backup plan, and I don't think. Actually, I'm sorry. I'm not going to say I don't think. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to need a backup plan.
Right.
I'm not.
I don't think you.
I'm not going to give myself even that thought. But that's just me. It could crash and burn. Who knows? Mm-hmm. Right. These are unpredictable things. However, I don't think that I'll need one. So fuck you and I'm famous. Bye, bitch. No. This has been a pretty serious.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to do change the course from last time.
Give them a taste of what we got. It'll be I don't think we're gonna have. I mean, we just don't know.
Yeah.
So we don't write down anything before these podcasts.
Not even bullet points.
No, we don't have anything to run off of. So we're just kind of going. But But I mean, it's enjoyable because it's it's just a regular conversation. And I know a lot of people do, they write bullet points, yada yada, and then they roll off of that. But this is us.
Yeah, I like to think about what I'm gonna say, but I don't like structure it.
Really, I have no clue.
I definitely wanted to talk about like the James Gunn thing and the Demi Lovato.
Oh, that's true. But, I guess you did tell me about that, but
I was not gonna be like, all right, we're gonna do it here to here. And
yeah. I think so. I just don't have time. I woke up. What time did you get here?
I got here 1.
Yeah, so I woke up an hour and a half before you got here. So I don't have time, right? I don't have time. And not only did I wake up an hour and a half before you got here, but I laid in bed for another 30 minutes. So, yeah, I got out of bed at 12. and then I don't know what happened. It was all a blur. Oh, I set this up, our sweet podcast setup. and then you got here. But yeah, so I just don't have time, right? I'm busy. I'm a busy guy.
Yeah.
When I get to sleep, and I sleep, and everybody hates it. Everybody just reams me about it.
That's one thing that I think that bugs me about you.
Oh yeah, okay, dude. Let's talk about that, huh?
No, it's because I don't get to sleep in. Like my body physically doesn't allow me.
I was at that at one point though. There was a point. It was Princess Cruises. So I worked at Princess Cruises. I was a telemarketer, I guess you call me. Really shitty. Like the company's great. Don't get me wrong. Company's amazing. I did not like what I did. But besides the point, yeah. So I was waking up pretty early for me. Mm-hmm. Well, when I say like
9?
Yeah, I actually no earlier. Oh. But I worked at home, so I could wake up at 8:45 and make it by 9. I seriously did rolled out of bed. There was one time, so we had the cameras to. Oh right. Yeah, and there was one time where I didn't know it was plugged in, so I turned it on, and my hair's just fucked up. I'm shirtless, and I'm like, oh shit. It was, and like the whole group of people are in there. Oh my There's gosh. Like 32 people in there, and yeah, but it cycled through putting people's cameras on the big screen. Mine wasn't there, so I was like, oh thank God. That'd have been the fucking shittiest thing ever.
I know.
But no, it was miserable. But see. I always tell people this. I can do it. I just don't have to do it.
Yeah,
There's no reason. If I wake up at 9, I'm literally going to waste time. There's nothing I need to do, right? Mm-hmm. But I don't...
Do you think you can use that time for...
No.
For like writing, like scripts or screenplays?
I don't know if my brain functions well enough to do that, if I'm being honest. If I don't get a lot of sleep, mm-hmm. like today...
Well, because you go to bed really late.
I do. So it actually doesn't really change much. Yeah. But, see, that actually does. You're right. Because, I mean, last night went to bed at 3:30. So, I mean, in reality, I did get like 8.5 hours sleep. Is that your fucking phone, dude?
No, that was yours.
Was it really?
Yeah. Piece of shit.
I don't know where it is. That's awkward. Oh, it's over there. Wait, really?
Yes, because...
Why'd I hear it right there?
Mine is... Oh. I don't have the sound.
I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Yeah, that's right.
What's I saying? I was saying... so I still I get the 8.5 hours of sleep. It's just... but it's just different.
You don't need it. You don't need 8.5 hours.
No, I know. I don't. But the problem is I just, because I can function when I wake up early, mm-hmm. but I don't function as well as I do when I wake up at my 11:30 times, your right? At my prompt peak hours. I don't know.
I feel like, like if you wake up at that time, because like when I wake up early, I'm on the go. Like I wake up, I walk or something.
Takes me a long time.
I wake up and I do like 400 like crunches or whatever. Like not crunches, but like ab variations. And so when I'm done, that only takes about 20 minutes, 25 minutes. So like I'm up at like right now 8. When work starts, I'm going to be waking up earlier.
Yeah.
So I have a lot of time and I do a lot of stuff. Like I research things like the new nutritional crap that's happening in the world.
All that boring shit.
Or like some new workout variations I can help people with or whatnot. But like, do you think so? You know how like sometimes you and Manny are kind of in a pinch sometimes for like
a lot of times.
So
we upload on our film channel every other Saturday, just so you know what he's talking about. Like when we're in a pinch a lot because we both work and it's hard to put things out on time. Go ahead. I just wanted to clarify.
No, but do you think because like like we've been talking about for a long time.
Yeah,
I'm not trying to call you. I know I'm not trying to call you out here.
Yeah.
But like we've been, talking about doing like a one of the scripts, Eve or whatever we're gonna call it.
Yeah.
Do you think like you like when you can wake up, like you go out and you don't have to do anything obviously fucking vigorous, but like wake up, walk blitz or some shit like that, have a cup of coffee, and like at that point, say you wake up at like 8.
Whew. Woo!
Like you wake up at 8 and then you do all that and it's now 8:45 at most.
Mm-hmm.
And then you sit down and fucking just hammer away at like a script or a screenplay. And then now it's like you don't even got to do for that long, like 10:30, I don't know. And then now you're at that point where you would have been where you initially woke up, but you've already done so much. Like you walked blitz, you had coffee, maybe had breakfast, and you wrote a good portion of script. And then now you have the rest of the day to do other shit that you would have done.
See, I think like that. But the problem is if I'm waking up at 8 and I go to bed at 3, I'm fucked. I'm too tired.
But what prevents you from going to bed earlier? Besides alienated work.
My body doesn't know what early is. My body's like when I get tired, it's 3 a.m. That's when I get tired because I've done that all my life.
Right.
And if I can get on a schedule, but that schedule doesn't work for me. I have to stay up later. There's a lot of things that happen late at night. What I like for like alienated films, we don't shoot early in the morning. We never do. It's always late at night. Always late at night. And if I'm in that stage of my life where I'm waking up early, so I'm going to bed early, then those are going to be miserable, and then I'm not going to function properly.
So then do it because so say your day's off, then just do everything as you would at 8, whatever. Then do it at 11 or whenever you wake up.
Yeah.
Whatever after you go to bed at 3, since your body's programmed that way already.
Right. Yeah.
And just do it that way, because I can guarantee when you wake up like at 11:30, you're just laying there.
Oh, dude, whatever. yeah.
But you could have been doing all that stuff.
That's so true. It does take me a while to for all my motor functions to properly work.
I was at that point for a long time where I just kind of wake up in bed. I'm like, ugh.
Yeah.
The thought of getting up is just atrocious.
No, I'll tell you what though. With the job I have now, I wake up at. I mean, it kind of varies, but sometimes I'll have to wake up at 9. Sometimes I wake up at 9:30. It depends on when I go in, and it hasn't been the worst thing, but it's been pretty physically draining.
Yeah.
And that's because of the drive. So I drive an hour and 30 to work. I'm a commuter now, Dad. It's miserable. No, it's not as bad. But it's like when I do get my days off, which I mean I only most of the time I work 2 days a week, but damn, does it feel like I work a whole fucking week?
Yeah.
It is just and every time I come back, there's traffic. I hit traffic every time. I get off at 5:30. I'm always going to hit traffic. Yeah, I'm never not going to. So it is just wow. When I finally get those days off, I'm like, dude, this is thank God. Thank God. But no, I get it. I need to be more productive. I know that. Not gonna do it.
Shut up.
No, I know that. But it is difficult. I just need to get in a rhythm. I'm a rhythm kind of person. Yeah. If I can get into a rhythm, I can do it. But
I feel like this was good. I mean, you kind of probably woke up at 11:30.
I did.
Yeah, that's right.
11:20.
11:20, and you did nothing.
You know what's super funny?
I got here.
Well, I set this up, okay, which doesn't take long, but it's something, right?
Right.
And then I just I waited. But I did upload more footage on something. So but that's another thing too. Is the stuff I do, it can be done any time of the day,
Yeah.
It doesn't have to, and I think I'm better later, which is why I just tell myself, why would I wake up earlier? Just I don't work better earlier. So that's kind of my mindset. I don't know, dude. I love you.
I love you too.
Whoops.
No, I feel it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's definitely people like that, and I'm just curious, and how can you optimize your time to better further the productivity of Alienated? Because I know you and Manny have that problem all the damn time.
All the time. Yeah, we just talked about it recently. It was bad. Like, honestly, we should have had an idea. But actually, no, we do. I'm sorry, we do. We actually do. It's great.
Are you going to act in it?
No, it's a vlog week, so.
Oh, okay.
So, sorry.
Fuck it.
Actually, we have 2 ideas for the vlog week. It's crazy.
Damn, 2.
Yeah, 2. We won't do either. No. No, but we do. We have 2. And so now we just pick a day next week and we can do it. But vlog weeks are easy. It's like short film weeks that are difficult. But, I mean, you know.
I feel it. Ugh.
What was that?
None.
I don't like that. I don't like that. Was that about this?
No, not at all.
Oh.
I feel like I'm worried one day that I'll get like
fat?
No.
Oh.
Complacent and just like kind of just.
Oh.
I don't want to do anything because there was a time like during the summer where I was like, where I wasn't doing anything. I was just like cool, chilling.
Yeah.
I hate it.
No, I remember. Yeah, I remember that.
And like
I'd get Snapchats and you just How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah.
Perching your feet up on a coffee table, and I was like, oh, he's a dad.
Yeah. And then when that happens, actually, it's funny that you said about getting fat. When that happens, I do start gaining a little bit of weight because then I'm not in my rhythm of going to the gym.
Oh, yeah.
Because now every day, what I've been doing, I'll wake up, do my crunches, walk around. I don't eat until 12.
Yeah.
I'll eat. And then after I eat, I'll wait like 20 minutes and then go to the gym.
Yeah.
When I get to the gym, it's about 1 o'clock. I'm there for about an hour and a half, maybe 2, depending on what I'm doing that day. I'll get home, eat again, and then I'll chill. And then, like, if it's during the week, like Monday through, like, Thursday, like, it's definitely like, okay, I'm chilling because I don't have anything to do.
Right,
and I don't want to drive up, or I don't really want to do anything. Yeah. And then I'll play video games. And if I get really bored, and I'm like, and when I get really bored...
Coke.
No, here's the great thing. Here's the thing about, like, with fat people. They have a poor relationship with food. And I'll say it, like, you know, I have an awful relationship with food. Because if I'm bored, I'll eat. And that's my relationship. Yeah. And because of my, like, you know, metabolism, the way my body works and things like that, it's not good for me. Because I don't regulate how much I eat when I'm bored. So now when I'm bored, I'll go back to the gym and do cardio. Or do, like, that's why I've been doing boxing and swimming and things like that. Yeah. Something to block me wanting to eat with me being more active. So now, like, Monday through Thursday, I'm just, like on the go all the fucking time, doing something. And then, like, Fridays, when we do something, like, as friends, or Saturdays or whatever, that's when I'm like, okay, now I'll chill a little bit, kind of let my body relax, and hang out with friends, and then splurge a little bit, and that's when I do my binge drinking.
Hey, that's all right, dude. Just no beer, right?
Well, you know, I don't want to drink beer anymore as much as I love. You're like, yeah, fuck beer.
I hate beer.
Brandon doesn't like beer too much. He detests it.
I'm all about, let's ban beer. Woo!
You hear that, Trump?
Yeah. Don't build that wall. Ban beer.
But, like, beer makes me feel bloated, and, like,
it's disgusting.
It makes me feel gross, and the next morning I'm just like, ugh.
You want to start a movement?
Yeah.
I'll start a movement.
Fuck
with you.
Beer, ban beer right now. Jordan will kill himself.
No, Jordan could drink wine.
Oh, that's true.
He drinks it by, like, well, okay, so we're all pretty heavy drinkers, but Jordan could
throw back a bottle.
Yeah, throw back a bottle of wine, and he's on the floor. It's all it takes him.
Yeah.
But, you know, I did want to wrap this up, but there is one thing I want to talk about, and it might go on for a bit, but that's why I'm bringing it up now. Okay. Did you watch the Casey Neistat Logan Paul video?
I did not, and I'm really pissed off because I wanted to watch it before I got here.
Okay. Well, you know what? Then maybe we'll leave it for next time. So we'll give people, like, you know, something to look forward to.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I guess it won't really be as relevant, but I don't think a lot of these things will be as relevant, you know.
Yeah.
Which is whatever.
I mean, we can always open up with an irrelevant topic and then move on to something.
That's true. That's true. But anyway, you gotta watch it.
We just do it at our own pace. Who gives a fuck? Fuck you guys.
Yeah. No. No, but I do want to say though, it's very It's interesting. I'm excited to hear about what you say.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of things, but anyway, we'll just cool. we'll cut it off now, and then next I'll say next week. Because, you know, when...
Because we've already done 2.
Yeah.
We're at a really good pace.
Yeah. Jake and I had this really quick. This is going to keep going.
Yeah.
No, Jake and I had this... We still have it, sorry.
We still have it. We're going to do something soon.
Yeah, this gaming channel where we get... we just get drunk. And we play video games. Mm-hmm. I think it's pretty interesting. But we always told ourselves that, we're going to do one every week. And then we realized that our...
schedules.
In our bodies.
And, our bodies
but the scheduling
might have to
was
switch up the element a little bit.
Yeah, the setup is inconvenient, but we will release these every week. They're a lot easier to do. The setup is not tedious, and but yeah. So I think that's gonna wrap up the second podcast, dude.
Yeah,
second podcast.
Awesome.
Dang, never thought we'd make it to the first one. We talked about it for a while, but it never happened.
Yeah.
So per usual, if you guys like it, make sure to like the video. Again, I want to know every week, like if you watched it, I just want to know how long, right? Because I want to we need to figure out, if we should make these shorter and it's more convenient. I'm fine with that. I am, because I think, I want to appeal to the audience more. I want to talk about things that we care about, but if you guys
if we can condense it into shorter times, that's fine.
So because right now we don't have a time limit, we just we
talk.
Yeah, we just talk.
Each other's eyes and.
Yeah, we're still sitting across from each other. It's probably going to be a thing for a long time. But yeah, anyway, subscribe, because we're going to try every week. I guess when you see the first podcast, you'll kind of know which day of the week we're going to release it on, because we don't even know ourselves.
Yep.
But I got it. You're going to say it? Oh, God.
I'm going to say it. Ready?
Just don't make it clash. I'm thinking of a day. Maybe we should say it at the same time. Wait, I'm nervous. Okay, hold on. Okay, ready?
1, 2, 3.
Friday.
Tuesday.
Oh, shit. I was only saying okay. Tuesday's fine. No, Tuesday's fine.
Yeah.
People are driving. They want to listen to something. Okay.
Midweek, whatever.
Yeah. Fucking, you're right.
On your commutes.
Yeah.
Or when you're sitting down. Whatever.
Doing office jobs or something. That's what I do. Anyway, yeah. We'll see you guys next week, and we'll talk about the Logan Paul, Casey Neistat thing after you watch it, because I'm super interested to hear what you have to say, and whatever else happens till then. So, love you guys. Okay.